This week's flag is Europe. May is a busy month for the old continent, mainly because there's two supranational organisations that celebrate Europe Day. On the 5th of May is Europe Day for the Council of Europe, which is an international organisation that was set up in the wake of World War II that aims to uphold human rights, democracy and the rule of law in Europe. It currently has 46 members, 47 initially, but Russia was booted out after its invasion of Ukraine, and has a population of approximately 675 million people. It's based in Strasbourg in France, and is home to the ECHR, which is something year 13s have been learning about, which is European Court of Human Rights. Okay. On the 9th of May is Europe Day for the European Union, which is very different. A European Union is a political and economic supranational organisation that was originally formed in something called European Coal and Steel Community. The reason it was picked the 9th of May for the EU's Europe Day is because on the 9th of May, it's one of its founding fathers, Robert Schuman, made a speech on the idea and the concept of merging Western Germany and France's coal and steel industries. The only reason being that in doing so, you would prevent two old foes from going to war. Europe had been decimated by two world wars within the space of 50 years, and one of his dreams was to keep peace and avoid war from repeating itself on the continent. And whatever your thoughts are of the EU, the European Coal and Steel Community became the European Economic Community, to then became the EU around 1993 and the Maastricht Treaty. But whatever your thoughts of the EU, it has done its job incredibly well. There hasn't been a war in Western Europe between any members of the European Union. There has been war in Europe, but none of those members were part of the European Union. So yeah, in the space of a few days, you have two supranational organisations that have a Europe Day. Equally, one of the biggest misconceptions in Year 13 when we study superpowers is the difference between Council of Europe and European Union. Okay, again, the flag behind me is the flag of the Council of Europe that was then copied and adopted by the European Union. But often when people see this flag, they think EU straight away. Actually, it isn't. And to make things even more complicated, the European Union has a council called the European Council, different to the Council of Europe, and the European Council is where all leaders of each member state from the EU meet. To complicate things a level further, once a month, the European Parliament, which is part of the EU, travels to Strasbourg to have a week of work over there. So, two supranational organisations, both with similar name, both with the same flag, that both celebrate Europe Day, that are to some extent, both are located in the same city of Strasbourg. Most of the EU is based in Brussels, but two very different organisations that can't be mixed up in the superpower unit at Year 13.